hey. Don't mind me, I just looking around to make sure everything happening how it's supposed to happen and make sure everything happening the way it's supposed to happen and things happening. Welcome again, another episode. Red, we in the house. Red! Welcome to the Red House, everybody. So this is another fine episode in the series we started yesterday, Endeavoring Entrepreneurs. We started in a very, very powerful series yesterday talking to people who have decided to move. This is how I like to put it. People who have decided to move beyond 8 to 4, beyond 9 to 5, beyond the 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7 shift kind of system, and chart their own course where they are in somewhat command of their own destiny, if you want to use that term, not dependent solely upon a paycheck. You know, there's a term we like to use. We talk about security in job, you know, having a secured job. And the thing about it is, I tell people, once you are employed by somebody, there's no guarantee that you have that job tomorrow or 1 week from today, from that day. So where really is the security in that? So what we're doing with talking this series is dedicated to people who have decided to create their own level of security by charting a course to create their own level of wealth and fortune, and basically to be able to do the kind of things they really want to do. It's more than just having a paycheck. It's more than just money in the pocket at the end of the day. But it's literally about doing the things that you want to do, doing the things that you love to do, and the reason why you do it. So we have a very interesting program lined up today. So as usual, you know, I like to tell you, if you're liking what you see, you like what's happening on radio, you know, you're getting some kind of benefit, you know, feel free. Please like the channel, share it with your friends, with your family, subscribe, hit the little bell, the little ding, so you know when we have a stream coming, you know when we go live, so you don't miss anything. All right, so we have a very interesting show lined up for you today. As I mentioned yesterday, some of you would have heard this voice, and no, it's not Voice the artist. Sorry, no, Soca Mona, no, it's not that voice. But there are a lot of voices out there, good voices there. So as I told you yesterday, our special guest today, you all, of course, you would have seen the face on the poster, but you know, do you really know the person? You know, so we want to get to know this individual. You would have heard the voice on a number of different ads on radio, on TV. Probably even right on the internet, you know. You've heard the voice behind the ad, but you really didn't know who it was. So, and we in for some pleasant surprises today. Hey, we in for some pleasant surprises because me and this goodly gentleman, we had a nice little talk. You know, we was kind of just gelling last night, and we realized how much things we have in common, the way we think alike in a number of different areas. You know, our approach to things. And we're just having a nice time. So, before I introduce our special guest for today, and he's special, right? And you notice, that's how I just drop it. This year I have my flyer, special guest, because everybody who comes on Red, as far as I'm concerned, they're special, and we treat them like royalty, you know, as best as we can, and we give them the thing right up. So hear this. Well, you feel like joking. Hear this. And see if you could figure out what's going on. I surely remember some of these.
The most intense, extreme, and hardcore obstacle course. What will your summer look like? Extreme excitement and thrills await at 5 Islands Amusement Park this summer.
Burger King 2 for $57 meal. The perfect mix, match and power meal.
Big fets, all inclusive, cooler parties. Watch now, I really love carnival, you know.
I need new glasses, but where to start?
Why are you fretting yourself?
Who said that?
It's me, your inner stylist.
Yeah, boy, the voice, eh? Yeah, the man have a way. The voice. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I reveal the face behind the voice, let me firstly introduce the voice behind the face. Mr. Voice, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Pleasant evening, everyone, and your viewers today.
Nice, man. That's what we're talking about. The voice. See? So you heard the voice. Hey, so folks, let me introduce my special guest for this evening, Mr. Adrian Frederick. Adrian, how you going, man?
Ah, boy. COVID time. Hey, pleasant evening, everybody. Pleasant evening. I'm doing a little plug. All right, here we go. How you doing, man?
Aye, cool,
Good
Papa.
day, everyone. Nice. So we are on the inside.
Yeah, man. Hey, good to have you. I like the little mask
you.
thing. I like the little mask thing and everything. Okay, we still have to be responsible. We still have to. Yeah. Hold it. Let me get it right. Yes, of course. Aye. Logo and thing. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Promote. Unless I had a former boss of mine. Well, most of my people know that I'm a former police officer, you know. So I had a
Yes,
former
sir.
boss, a former superintendent. His catchphrase was "market yourself." Don't care what you
Yes.
do. At the end of the day, it's all about market yourself. That was his thing. Market yourself, man. He was a cyclist. Real nice gentleman, Mr. Gosign. He
Yes.
said, market yourself, man. So that's what we're talking about. You believe just today I walking on the road and I had to find somebody who doing personalized mask. I had to get some mask with my red logo on it.
Listen, don't
Yeah, people?
have no fear, my.
Aye.
Have no fear. I will hook you.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
I will definitely hook you.
Yeah. You saying, man, you understand?
But
Market
let me
yourself,
get to the
brother.
interview. Let me get to the interview.
But we interview now.
Oh, okay. Hi, folks.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Adrian Frederick. Let me just give a little premise here. Now, as
Yes.
I mentioned yesterday, everybody who's going to be participating, who we're going to be featuring in this mini-series, there are people I know personally. There are people I could vouch for. There are people I've had the time to observe. I've seen their work ethic. I've seen their mannerisms. I've seen how they conduct themselves in private and in public. And I feel a certain measure of safety in bringing
Yes.
them on board. So Adrian Frederick, let me just lay the foundation. So I first met Adrian, a good friend of mine who actually was my first ever trainee, a young gentleman by the name of Mr. Ashton Lewis of Crossroads Production. Ashton, I hope you're watching it. Wait, let me point at the right screen. I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
I hope you're watching. All right, I go tag you, and you have to take it in. Right? But Ashton was actually my first ever trainee when I started my company in 2005.
Right.
One of my former trainers at TTT, because I spent some time doing some training at TTT. When he resigned, he was looking for a business partner, and long story short, he pulled me in because we had a nice thing going. And then when we decided to settle business, we needed employees, we needed people to start editing and whatnot. And Ashton was the first guy that came on board with us. And long story short, a few years later, Ashton launched out and started doing his own thing. So he has a nice thriving company now called Crossroads Production. So you guys go and check it out on IG, check it out on YouTube, check it out on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Crossroads Production. So Ashton had an engagement at the Queen's Park Savannah where he asked me to be the director for that shoot. So he was introducing us to the crew, who work in camera, who assistant this, who bring in water, whatever. So he identified everybody. This is the cameraman, this is the one on the stage, this is the one by the tripod doing this is the man doing that. If you need assistance this is the guy to do this. And Adrian was left there. So when I say left, I mean he was there, but he was the last one. First time I'm meeting the gentleman, a million tattoos all over. I seen more tattoo than body. So I tried to figure out which is the real skin color, the dark or the light one, because I don't mean I'm saying a joke, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
But it was very, I noticed it. But I am a very open kind of guy. I don't prejudge things. But Ashton introduced him and said, "This is Adrian, so he's also here to assist wherever." And so I tried to get a sense of, where he could fit in. And he said, "Birds, I just here to serve. Wherever you want me to work, I willing. If you want me to bring water for you, I bring it." And as I told him, what struck me with that is the manner in which he said it. I've come across people in situations like this already, and even things like that, they say it with a sense of cockiness. Like, I could do anything, man. Don't worry yourself, There wasn't that. There was a sense of humility, that, I really willing. Whatever you want, Brett, just tell me. I go try my best to get it done. I just here to help make the thing happen. And it's very cool, very, no flash, no thing, and that struck me. And since that, over the years, we maintain a cordial relationship. We actually had the opportunity to work at a couple engagements, and I'm going to drop a couple surprises for him later. I couldn't leave you everything. I had to leave some things to surprise you. So he's going to get a couple surprises in the interview later on. And that's basically how we met. So we worked at some stuff. I think the last thing we were engaged in was Miss World TNT last year.
Correct.
At Naparima.
Correct.
So that is how I got to know this man that they call Adrian, the voice talent. So Adrian,
yes, sir.
Talk to the people. What you want to share with the people? Give us a little something.
I told my friends. So pleasant evening to your viewers and worldwide. My full name is Adrian Frederick. I am a voice talent.
All you hear the voice, all you hear the voice, all you hear the voice, all you hear the diction and the Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I am a seasoned voice talent. Most people in Trinidad and Tobago may not have an idea what a voice talent is. They think it's just instantly someone who sings. But really and truly, a voice talent is one who actually contributes in different aspects, whether it be movie trailers to doing your everyday radio, television ads, to PBXs, that when you call the ministries, you hear a voice there, or even in your the ATM machines. So you will definitely have an idea what a voice talent does. That voice you hear was done originally by stairs, and I ventured and inside their production house. It's called EPH at the time, and I was listening to a couple of voice talents over there, Stephen Dubé, I believe, and he basically was like one of the main voices that did the Express at that point in time. And I was saying, hey, I could do that. And from that point on, he just handed me a script. And, I was rusty. I was still relatively new to it. And he saw something in me at that point in time. And from that point on, I was, you could say, one of the key voices for the Trinidad Express and TV6 between the period of 2005 to, let me say, about 2014, somewhere around there, 2015. But the long and short of it is that I expanded myself in doing a lot of projects through advertising agencies. And, but it started off as a kicks. It started off as, fun. And then it leads to the point where I realized that it is a legitimate business. Yeah. And from that point on, I did countless other projects. I was involved with ESPN, being the host at ESPN back in 2013, where they had an event called Hardcore Caribbean. I also were involved in other in-between projects before I get to the red carpet as one of the main hosts for the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago 2019. So I hope that summarized my bio in a nutshell.
Yeah, man, that's good information. Watch this. This you mentioned hardcore with an ESPN. So let's take a look at the promotion that was done for them.
The most intense, extreme, and hardcore obstacle course. Nearly 3,000 competitors will test themselves and they'll do whatever it takes to reach the finish. It's a challenge that includes ice, mud, the sea, and, oh yeah, electricity. From Trinidad and Tobago, it's Hardcore Caribbean, Tuesday on ESPN.
Tuesday on, well, of course, that going already, right? So it's not this Tuesday. Don't go looking for it this Tuesday. You haven't seen nothing. So Adrian, Ashton is on the inside. And he said he agreed with me. He said, yes, very humble guy. And my son is also looking on. He said, that is a radio voice, boy.
Big up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Them cats good. Hey, yeah, boy. So you had an interesting journey. So, Adrian, what you do now?
Yes.
What you do now, work-wise? You do this full-time or this is a part-time or what? How are you?
Well, to be honest with you, there's
before you answer, let me do this. Same thing I did with the other folks from yesterday. Now, you know, in the American system, you could plead the fifth when you don't want to talk about something, right? So we don't have that here, but still, if for some reason I may ask something that I didn't think I want to answer that, though, feel free to plead the fifth, right? I just say it. And I'm telling everybody this as they come on, because again, just for the viewers' sake, this is a real conversation happening. I have no script.
Yes, sir.
I have no list of activities, no background on Adrian, just the little bit that I know. So
with the prompter.
Yeah, there's no teleprompter, nothing. So the conversation that happening is a real conversation, like if you just met in the street. So I may ask something that maybe you probably might not be ready to answer on TV. So feel free to plead the fifth if that happens. Right? So go ahead.
I just want to let you know, I'm a former warrant officer in the Cadet Force, Trinidad and Tobago Cadet Force, and we don't back down.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Nice. So we're going ahead now. So,
all right.
What do you do work-wise? Is this your permanent? Is your only, or what's happening?
Okay, I'll be honest with you. For anybody, for me, this is not what I do full-time, right? Because to be honest with you, it was a lot. It's kind of like I was flirting with the whole thing, you know, being a voice talent and even getting onto radio, because believe it or not, Eric and your viewers who are listening right now, I used to work on radio.
Okay.
Right? Back in 2014. Thank you very much to Big George Wayne. He gave me my opportunity where I got my feet wet. And it was on the frequency called CSS, Caribbean Superstation, before they actually shut down. So I remember that. Yeah. I did radio. Just for a short brief moment.
What do you mean, as an announcer or what? In what capacity?
Well, the capacity really and truly is more, yes, as an announcer, but not that heavy, because it was more assisting with regards to at the time when there were a lot of T20 cricket taking place. And CSS is also family alongside with the likes of Hot 93 and Gem Radio and so on.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of someone to just manage the boards.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I was in and out, you know, doing a lot of voiceovers for that station. I did a lot of what you call like promos and stuff for when clients come in. This is where I know sometimes radio announcers may not be available, so I come in like that fill-in guy.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So they were, and especially, well, I'm taking you back to, like we say, about like 6 years ago, nearly 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. So they were, you know, before the economy, how it is presently right now, there were a lot of advertising taking place, especially like Christmas time, you know, the usual Easter, Carnival is a season where there's a lot of, money being circulated in the country. So during that period, you will have a lot of clients reaching on to respective radio and television stations in where they would look for a voice to help promote and advertise their product or service.
How, let's see if I can put this over. You could remember what your first job was? Your first voice talent? Your first voice job? You remember what that was? The first ad or whatever you did? You remember what it was?
Good question, bro. Because in this entire, I know you know. All right. I can't believe it. All right. No. I think what I could tell you, you see, in this industry, a lot of things happen so quickly and so fast. To retain that information, I always have to delete and keep moving. But to be honest with you, I want to answer your question honestly, though, to remember my very first project, I will have to go back to TV6.
Okay.
I will have to go back to where, during that time while I was employed at the Express, I did a lot of heavy promotions for the Express. I mean, week in all new Business Express.
What?
You know?
On the head?
So that was the YouTube voice that my employers were like, hey, we need to get a press man. He good. We go out to hire. He call him back. And, you know, it was giving me sufficient, I would say, it was giving me the perfect platform. And, of course, to practice. And it built my interest further into the field.
All right, cool. You have a comment here from Elizabeth Harewood. Hey, family.
Hey, family!
And then we have some other people locked on, so I want to say hello to Heartlight TV Tube. We have, well, again, my son and my wife always there, full support. Joella and Eric Jr. My boy Ashton is inside, and we have a couple more people locked on. So interesting journey. So yes, now how you just get clients? People just look for you. You just send out you send out email and say, hey, are you looking for voice talent? Check this out. I could do it. You know, just paraphrasing, of course. I know you wouldn't say it like that. But, you know, you're looking for somebody to do voice for you. You know, you want to promote an event, whatever. I'm a voice talent. I'm available. How do you do it? Do you reach out to people, or have people been just finding you?
It's mostly that. They mostly find me. But I will have to be fair and give you all my from Genesis. Mm-hmm. And what I can safely say is that when I came up as an experienced producer told me, I came out from an era where there were powerful voices. We're talking about Adrian and Mora. We're talking about Paul Richards, Wendell and Warren, David Huggins. You understand? This is powerful voices that has been iconically recognized on radio for many years. So when I was coming up during that era, and it was hard to get any jobs with Adrian, especially my name is Adrian.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Because those guys are really recognized type voices. And to be honest with the viewers who are listening and who are watching right now, is that, and how I interpret it is that when you work either on television or on radio, you stand a better chance than getting one. Let's keep it 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Right? So as long as you're a radio announcer or a television personality or even a soca artist, those guys with preference. I just get it crumbs. All right. So, of course, this is in an era before Facebook. This is an era before YouTube has generated the popularity where it is at this point in time. So here now, as that era has changed and we moved on, we have new voices. Well, I can't say new, but then now that Adrian has done Mora and those voices, respectfully those, have slowly faded. And you have a new breed of voices. I mean, you have Hans Devines, you have Sonny Bling, you have all these other big names. But at the same time, I'm still, you can say, toe-to-toe with those guys right now.
All right. Like, well, but I always tell my wife, I say nothing lasts forever. You know, sometimes she'll say, babes, look, so and so finishing, or this about it. It can't last forever. You know,
Yes.
so, I mean, if we, there's so much names we could call that have,
Yes, we can.
that have left indelible marks in the society in one area or the other, but they're not here anymore. So
Yeah.
somebody else
Oh.
will, yeah. Go ahead.
There's one particular radio announcer. I just want to acknowledge his name, and he, to me, is one of like the rare favorite announcers on. Used to work on radio. He died already. Glenn Antoine. I don't know if the name rings a bell.
I know the name. Yeah.
I love that guy's voice. That guy, and especially his personality, bro.
Yeah.
But what I've learned though in my years, even in my short stint working on radio, is that you see, radio stations don't really hire radio announcers anymore. They hire radio personalities.
I hear you.
Right? All according to your personality.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, it's a numbers game. I'll be frank with you, it's a popularity contest.
Yeah. Talking about that,
Yeah.
how has your social media campaign been working for you? Facebook, YouTube,
Well,
IG. Before I answer, I seen something here. I don't know this one guy here. I don't know who is some person here saying she loving this Kim Oil Leon saying she loving this series. You know this person?
that's my wife.
Yeah. So let me say welcome and greetings to Mrs. Frederick.
Yes.
Nice having you on the inside, and feel free to comment some more. We hope. Well,
She's a sniper, you know. She always lingering in the shadows.
yeah, when I realized I was hoping that she could have come on camera. Let's meet the family, and like. But let's see. Maybe next time we'll see how that goes, or probably later as the things goes on.
She's one of the busiest journalists you will know. Trust me.
Yeah. And by the time I saw the face, I said, okay, good to go, man. So how has the social media campaign been working for you?
Well, to tell you the honest truth, I know people might probably want to sling me for this, but I think thanks to the pandemic / COVID, it has encouraged people more to be on social media. Right?
Well, I would go more than say encouraging. It forced them.
Yeah.
It forced them in some cases.
Yeah. Or they have to do something, dog.
Do something. You can't sit down.
So, to be honest with you, it also pushes creatives to really dig deep. I am a creative, and I am not going to lie to you. Yes, jobs have slowed down. It has affected everyone. I mean, even the rich people and all feel it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, it also further encourages me to be more creative, to find more innovative ways of promotion, and also to find other avenues in where I can make myself relevant.
Yeah, but actually that's how they started, Because for about 4 years, Ashton can tell you, for about 4 years I've been talking about doing my own show.
Yes.
And there's 1,000,001 excuse why I couldn't start it. Boom, COVID come and happen. And all of a sudden, I just started to feel cloud behind my head. Start now, just start now. Where's your excuse? Where's your excuse? I have no excuse. At home, I locked down. I have all the equipment. I have the technology. I know the know-how. What waiting on? What's really my excuse? So that's why I say it for some people too. True. And I'm grateful. So this is one case. This might sound strange to some people, but where I am kind of grateful for this, because we go leave that, because it's not about me, right? It's not about me, but I just said the title, Adrian. Yeah. Go ahead.
We have an addiction, and this is the thing. See, it forces also a lot of small businesses, as well as large, but mainly small businesses, to try to find more creative ways of staying relevant. And like I say, things have slowed down, but it doesn't mean to say you need to stop. Right? Yeah. If by all means, to safeguard your company from belly up, then you put things on ice. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to stop.
I want to chuck a little fire here.
Sure, Chuck.
I want to chuck a little fire here. Something you
Chuck,
said.
Chuck.
Something you said. Now, the government recently gave grants. Not grants, sorry, loans. They created a special loan for small businesses.
Right.
But you had to be making a certain amount of money to qualify. Now, at the end of the day, I understand there's a business element, there's a loan, so you want to ensure that you get the money being paid back, etc., etc. But I have a problem with that. You had to be making. I try to remember the figure, boy. But it was big money.
Yes.
In order to qualify for the loan, which could be as much as about 300,000 or 350,000. But you had to be making some good money. So a fella who making a little 5,000 a month didn't qualify.
No.
But that is what he surviving on.
Yeah.
You understand? And I mean, if he get the help, he might eventually, he or she, of course, might eventually reach a point where they could turn that 5 into 20,000 a month, at 30,000 or 40,000 a month. But I just have problem with these things. Where is the real opportunity for the so-called grassroots? I think we just pay too much attention for the grass leaf, the blade of the grass, but not the root. So the part that everybody's seen and looking, oh, hey, look how nice that big and green that leaf is. But the root that underneath, that's sustaining that. There's little. I have a real problem with that. What's your take on that?
Well, to be honest with you, I strongly believe that individuals like myself who fall in that category, most likely, because like I say, things have slowed down. It's not catered for.
Qualify at all. I ain't qualify.
But it's not totally catered for those. It's catered for mid-range and up.
Yeah.
And remember too, our business may not require to have staff. So I think they look at that into consideration where you have to pay NIS, health surcharge, and all these other things, right? So that's just my take. I could dive in a little extra.
Dive.
What I could say is that it's not entirely across the board, right? It's just only catered for a certain level.
No, you see something I said it, and I think because I've been thinking about the whole process, and I honestly believe there's a bigger, and forgive me, I Trini, right? Trini?
Yeah,
straight, right? I am seeing a conspiracy. I'll tell you why. Let's go back to Petrotrin. When they fired how much thousands of people, they came up with strategies offering people different means of reacquiring employment. Here we're going with this, right? At no time was a discussion about helping people to start small business. You lay off thousands of people. You're going to be paying them X amount. In some cases, people get like 100 and something thousand back pay or whatever, severance or whatever. They get money.
Right.
But you're not even coming up with a program to say, let's see what we could do to help these people to be able to establish their own businesses. It was all about, let's see how we could get them re-employed. No, I have an issue with employment. A lot of people ever say it, right? Not that anything is wrong with it, as I keep saying, because all of us practically walk that road. I am grateful for the years I spent in the police service and other places where I was employed. The problem with that is that you are relinquishing a certain amount of control. You are relinquishing a certain amount of words. I just try to find the right words. But you can't move as you want, when you want, how you want.
No. You're already what you call boxed in.
Thank you.
And I think at first based on the whole thing about the Petrotrin thing, and I know we kind of sideway away from what we're supposed to talk about, but what I can safely say, I think it's a situation where the government had to make a choice to stop the bleeding.
No, I don't have a
Right?
problem with that, you know. No, I
No,
don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
The issue is that they're not really having or facilitating to take care of the staff afterwards, the retrenchment.
Not even
Right?
that.
So, okay.
No, that's not even that my thing. My thing is this might seem this will be a little controversial, I know.
Hey.
As I keep saying,
Controversial is my thing.
yeah, I am in no way against people having employment.
Okay.
Somebody being an employee of somebody, I am in no way fighting against that or having any issue with it. However,
Okay.
my thing is, let me get this little story. My brother, the famous one, Bungie.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
he left CC, yeah, that fella here. When he left CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, he was a volunteer fireman. You know,
Right.
the typical thing like government work. You know that.
Yes.
You're supposed to be stable like that. Government work.
Yes, right. It's
Stable,
supposed to be
you're
secure.
secure, and yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So Ian eventually came to Daddy and said, "Daddy, I want to be an entertainer." You know, my father tripping.
Wow.
He tripped. Yeah, what entertainer are you talking about? To sing what? To go on stage and prance up and sing for people? That any kind of serious work? And there are people thinking like that. But look at where he is today.
Yes, yes.
You know, there was no way a 8 to 4 could have bring him that. Nothing wrong in having the 8 to 4.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is- and
I
this-
working at it before.
Exactly, this is my point. I have done it for years until I eventually I took a decision, and that was a
Yes.
personal. I wouldn't even encourage people to leave your job.
Right.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
try to create a scenario where that paycheck at the end of the month is not all that you're dependent on. And in the
No,
case
no,
of go ahead.
No, because in the case of when you was mentioning about your Ian, remember your father will have that sort of mindset where yes, you know, it's a secure job, and of course, you being an entertainer, there's no infrastructure in Trinidad. Even when you know Ian was now starting up, there wasn't.
Yeah.
There was some infrastructure. There's no pension or nothing like that. You could jump off stage, you break your leg, where you could get, right?
Yeah.
So the risk to be involved with. Hey, Adrian, I don't know who was that.
Carlene
Nice to meet you,
Irvin.
Carlene.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you, Irvin. Hey. So what I was saying is that again, I could understand your father's generation understanding clearly that there was no infrastructure, there's no solid, you know, foundation to stand on, and you know, you just don't want your kids to make wrong decisions. So I can understand his concern.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but let me fast forward to today, and I just want to wrap things up with the Petrotrin thing.
Yeah.
That indeed it goes to show clearly to the whole entire nation that there's no such thing as a secure job. Look what happened to Petrotrin. Look what happened to TSTT or Telco back in the day.
Oh yes.
Look what happened to PV. Look what happened recently now, and you notice the slow deterioration of WASA, TN Tech.
It happening all over.
So,
all over.
you know what I'm saying? So there's no such thing as a secure job anymore. Because most of the employers are going to subject you to a contract temporary or, you know, something that of a short, you know, arrangement.
Yeah. We have an acronym we have for job. He says just over broke. So that is our next. Just over broke.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So I went that route to swing back around to come home with something. So my question to you is that, so you currently have a job, but
yes,
you also have this business. Let me see. What's the name of the business? Let me see if I get it right. Right. Oh, right. I make a mistake. Fresh Voices Productions. So you have a business.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually started my business while I was employed with the police service. You know, until I eventually felt, you know, I think I was stable enough I could move on from there. Ashton
Right.
Ashton left our company. He got an opportunity to go TV6, which I applauded him for taking it, and that helped him to go to a different level. And then he started his business while employed at TV6. He eventually left.
Yes.
There's another
Yes.
guy who work with, who's part of a network that we have. You know him, Alvin Totisau, Rankin Productions.
Right.
Rankin came through a training program that I set up at Serval. I was one of the people that set up that. Rankin came through that program, trained, he did his studies, he was very diligent. Next thing I see Rankin working CNMG, big camera, bigger than mine.
Yes.
You understand?
I saw some of his work. He working with Jarrell.
Yeah,
Jarrell Forbes.
yes.
Amazing work. Rankin.
Amazing. Yeah, them fellas doing things. Until the point now, not too long ago, Alvin left CNMG. When CNMG went to TDT, he said that while, and now Alvin is on his own. So I think everybody have their timing, but I think eventually that's where it leads to. But we all have a transition point where we may be involved in both for some time. So the question I want to bring to you with all of that is that if the current job, or even one that might be presented to you in the future, is able to give you the kind of income that you feel you want to make your life comfortable, that you could do the things you want, you could treat your family how you want, you could travel, you could do things, would you still have gone on, or would you still go on to establish Adrian, which is, Fresh Voices Production? Or would you have said, okay, well, I have a good job, this is it, my bills paying, a thing, I have a little savings. Would you have still gone on to set up the business?
All right, I'm giving you one solid answer without pleading the fifth. And my answer, I would still continue.
Okay.
All right, and I can give you some reasons too.
Yes.
All
right.
Well, what I will do, I will also agree with your guest from the previous interview that you had yesterday, Mr. Nigel Jordan.
Yeah.
Right. And I can understand his standpoint where he says he's not just doing it for him, he's doing it for his grandchildren. That was a really powerful statement by Mr. Jordan. Salute to you, sir.
Yeah.
So I share those same sentiments where I'm doing this also for my grandchildren. And also I will agree with your female guest from yesterday where, to have that sense of that this is something that is your own, right? Having that sense of independence is really a wonderful thing to have. Because here's why. Remember, we just talked about Petrotrin, and we covered the whole aspect of job security. So no job is sure anymore. So by you having your own, it's a really good fallback. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, it have people in the protective services, whether prisons, police, army, fire, and they work in taxi.
Yep.
Let me keep it 1,000 now.
Yeah.
Can I get amen?
Yeah. Amen. Hallelujah.
Right? Hallelujah. Because clearly, and they are in a permanent job that has job security and so on. It doesn't say that they are greedy, but they are just.
Thank you.
But they are keeping their standard of living, or even working hard towards getting a better standard of living.
Yeah. I saw.
And back in the day.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm about to give the younger viewers a history check. Back in the days, our parents used to call it pulling bull. Right? Where you work in taxi work, whether you sell doubles, it doesn't matter. You could be selling good in sewing. If you have other aspects in doing, some sort of trade, because our parents back then always presses us to do a trade while we were in school.
Yeah. Something is. Yeah, man. Something is said there. Something is said triggered something I wanted to ask. Oh, I hate I hate when moments like these come. Like something, and it just right there. And Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. It's like that. So maybe that's for good. So here's what I want to do, folks. Let me just what we've done. I've selected with the help of Adrian, of course, to show you the variety of the kind of work that the gentleman does. So what we've done was pull some of his work from the past, different genres, dealing with different types of activities and stuff like that, to show you the versatility and the variety that the gentleman could bring to the table. We just showed you the hardcore ESPN clip, so I want to show you another one from Five Islands. So taking this one.
Experience unlimited rides and fun, plus unlimited. What will your summer look like? Extreme excitement and thrills await at Five Islands Amusement Park this summer. Experience unlimited rides and fun, plus unlimited visits with our summer season pass. Come enjoy our new rides and new kiddie attractions. Five Islands Amusement Park Shagaramas is your destination for fun this summer.
How do you come up with your...
Yeah.
Go ahead, no, you go ahead.
Can I give you a
play yourself? Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here's what. How I got that project compared to previous projects before was that most of the projects, and especially in Trinidad, what they do is that they will either contact you through the advertising agency, or they will call you through what you call like a designated producer.
Okay.
Right? So in this case, what makes this project so special was that this was one out of many ads that I've gotten a call directly from the client.
Okay. Good,
So
good.
in whereas I came in, the same question that you raised in connection to the social media, like how is my social media thing going? Well, that is why I put in a lot of work behind my social media. You can find me on Adrian Frederick Voice Talent, that's my Facebook page. Or you could go on YouTube and type out Adrian Frederick channel, that's Adrian Frederick channel. And that is where clients, they stumble upon my work and there's contact information, whether my email address, or they will also go on my Instagram. Yes, that's my Facebook page, folks. And that's also my YouTube channel as well. And and there you go. That's my Instagram. So, people, they direct message me. They will be curious. And let me tell you something, Eric. They will reach on to me, whether they are clients. In most cases, I came across people who want me to train them.
Okay.
And I never thought about that dynamic before. Right? Because I always believe you have to be a certain degree of qualified enough. But hey, they felt very, very confident in wanting me to train them to be a voice talent.
Yeah. I want to read this
Male,
quote.
female,
I want to read this quote
you
from
name it.
Gregory Prescott. Owning your own business is a great feeling, and it's a sense of independence from the monotony of a job. That is so real. Very,
Yes.
very, very real. Very,
Yes,
very real.
thank you,
Could not
Gregory.
have said it better.
That's my best friend all the way from England.
Hey, lovely man. Ah, God, we have England inside in a minute.
England is in the house.
Yeah. So
With production,
do you ever ask? For instance, in the case of the Five Islands thing,
Yeah.
did you try to find out from the client exactly how they were able to get in touch with you, the specifics, who they may have spoken to,
Yes.
who reference you? Yeah.
Yes, that is what I do. It's kind of like a personal survey. What I do is, it may be a bit very tedious at times, but it's necessary for your development. So I simply ask people, how did you come across, my name? And they would tell me, well, they stumble upon, my social media, whether it would be Instagram or Adrian Frederick Voice Talent, or my YouTube channel, or on Twitter. I'm on Twitter as well. Or sometimes just the old-fashioned way. I hear your voice on radio, and someone put me on to you.
You do credit cards? Not credit cards. You do call cards.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do have. Always be prepared.
I want to ask you
Right.
a strange question. Hold it
Sure.
there. Hold it back. Put it back up.
Whoa.
All right, let me get a nice close up. Nice. I want to ask you a strange question.
I don't do live, so that's why everything twisted.
That's all right. I want to ask you a strange question.
Sure.
Could you recall any specific job that you got as a direct relation to somebody having one of your call cards?
Yes. What I do is when I go to, like, say, special events, these type of events, or sometimes I will deliberately go to clients themselves, and I would leave a call card with their either a manager or a communications person. Yes, you can do the new thing by sending out your emails, and you can have one or two proposals and shoot them a URL link. I think that is what they call it, right? URL.
URL, yeah.
So, right, and they will click on your stuff and take a look at your. Well, in this case, I'm a voice talent, but I will still have to call it a video reel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could see your body and hear your body of work. In my case, mostly hear. But if they obviously would want to have motion graphics involved, sometimes I've been even called in to model.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, your boy can model too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the other day, I did a little some deal. Well-established advertising agency, and they called me in to be a father. It was a father-daughter project. It's for NP, by the way, so the billboard is all over Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much children you have, Adrian? How much children you have?
No kids right now.
Oh, okay.
No kids right now.
All right. Well, you talk about leaving thing for your grandchildren. But you're talking
Well,
features, so no problem.
Yes.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah, we have a quote.
Ahead, my friend.
Yeah, man, a quote from my boy Vincent Lewis here. This is Ashton. Just start, man. Just start. What would you say to people? Because I know a lot of people wanting to get into business. Listen, I've had these conversations with people before, and there's a certain category of persons. They could show you everything that could go wrong. Every time there is an issue, they could show you the 1,000,001 things that could go wrong, but they can't tell you what could go right.
Wow.
Yeah, something wrong with that. So that's why I like this quote from Ashton. Sometimes you just need to start, because there's always something, like Nigel said yesterday, there's no if, but, or maybe. You will make mistakes. There is no such thing as perfect start in this. You'll make mistakes in the earlies. Well, get it out the door from early. Don't keep delaying because you're afraid of the mistake you might make. Make the mistake early and fix that and go forward.
Can I interject?
Yeah,
because at the time, I was retrenched by Express when they were going through the wave of retrenchments. And Ashton was sexiness. But what I can safely say is that before any retrenchment came out there, my mindset already thought about having my own business. Right? So, just having the thought is a really good start. Yes, and action behind it helps. Ask questions. My advice to those: ask questions.
Yes.
Talk to anyone who has a small business. Now, mind you, a lot of people are very defensive in divulging information because you don't know what are their true intentions.
Yeah.
Right? But there are going to be individuals out there genuinely want to start their own business. They want to be entrepreneurs. It don't have to be in the same field like I. They could be starting their fruit business. They could be doing. I have friends of mine who are on Facebook, and I vet my friends on Facebook. By the way, I just want to let you know, because I ain't looking for dead weight.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
I'm a former cadet, and we deal with unit. We all of us have to be on the same mindset whereas we are determined to be successful and move forward, and we helping one another, right? But like I say, once having the thought, ask questions, inquire, position yourself into educating yourself,
Yeah.
right? A lot of data gathering.
Yeah, man. A very, very good quote here from Gregory Prescott. Another great piece of advice, a little typo there, is to spend a little extra and build yourself a website. It helps your brand even more. Very, very true. I will also add something to this. One of the things I found that works well is to find somebody's wings to go under. Somebody who is in the same line like you.
Yes.
Normally you don't choose a mentor. A mentor will choose somebody that they want a mentor to grow. So the mentee don't choose the mentor. But at the same time, if you could identify somebody in your line of business that you could go under their wings and just learn from them, do that. Do that.
I just want to say this though. I have transcended over from being a voice talent to hosting events. So I host weddings, my friend. Semi-corporate, promotional. That was done, I would say, by force, because I am so accustomed being in a studio, where there's a script in front of me. But unfortunately, this man, you must take back. I hide from you, boy.
No. Go ahead.
but I've been hosting weddings for quite some time. And I'm a fitness buff, by the way. So
I mean, you could see that.
But again, it's just a matter of transcending over and I think what I'm really trying to do, there's me and my lovely wife.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. But I just want to say though.
Yeah, that's all. You had to say a little more.
Me and my lovely wife.
And she's smiling somewhere in the corner there, sure.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
Say, it's. I think thanks to also the COVID and the pandemic, and I must say this thanks. It will push you to adapt.
Yes.
A person, especially if you're an upcoming entrepreneur, or even if you're an existing entrepreneur, you happen to adapt.
Adapt or die. Adapt or die.
Right.
Yeah.
Simplify.
Yeah, man.
Right. So and that, I try to pass on as much positive, motivational information to anyone who wants to get into the field. Luckily, when I had a lady who wants to get, and I think she inboxed me. She said, "Adrian, I'm interested. I want to get into doing voiceovers and stuff." I say, "Well, okay." And she says, "I did previous work before with my employers. Now, mostly employers, they just hand you a script and they would just say, well, all right, you can read it.
Yeah.
All right, you can do. That's the kind of level of respect they have towards voiceover talent. They don't have no respect for us, Eric. And even hosts and DJs and even technical guys like yourself.
It's a fact.
They don't have that kind of respect.
It is a fact.
So, unfortunately, I had to let them.
But if we decide to pull the plug, the show done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Show crash.
Correct. Yes.
At least give me some respect now. You know what I mean? I ain't asking for much.
But this is why I just want to wrap things up with this.
Sure.
And I was telling this particular person who was interested in getting into voiceovers that first things first, you need to really understand what it is all about, one. And two, get yourself recorded. Get a demo. Yes? Once you get yourself a demo, whatever, you take that demo, you strengthen your social media handles, and you get email addresses from different advertising agencies that still exist in Trinidad and Tobago. And don't just look at Trinidad and Tobago, look abroad. Because Eric, I'm not going to lie to you, most of your listeners right now don't even know that I've done stuff even for the Caribbean.
True. But I didn't even know that.
I may not have a Jamaican accent. I may not have a St. Kitts accent or Bajan accent, but I have something called a Pan American accent. Yes. And I've been involved in projects for Flow, Digicel, countless Beacon Insurance.
Yeah, but yeah.
Countless other projects, courts.
No, seriously.
You name it.
It's
Coca-Cola.
impressive. It's impressive.
Done stuff for Burger King.
Yeah.
That's my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I give them a little peep.
Yeah. And besides me hosting weddings and shows, I also host, regular TV shows.
Okay.
And I'm also adapted into being a producer as well. So your boy have produced.
What is jail, man? You see what I tell all this conversation really like I find out thing. Maybe know that.
Yeah.
So I have people
I'm an onion.
Yeah. So I have people I can lean on now. But look at it. Hey, listen, man. The time fly. And you see how this time just fly when you're having fun in Chubai? I just run through there like nothing. So let me just... that's it. Let me just leave you guys with a couple extra ads. Again, just to give you guys some flavor from what Adrian does. And that's what we're talking about. But market yourself. Market yourself. I'm sure some of you will know this one.
Burger King 2 for $57 meal. The perfect mix match and power meal. BK 2 for 50 cents is
What?
awesome.
We're bringing awesome back. BK's 2 for $57 is serving up the Whopper and Sweet Heat Chicken Sandwich regular combos. Enjoy 2 of everything, 2 Whoppers, or 2 of the new Sweet Heat Chicken Sandwiches, 2 regular fries, and 2 drinks, all for $57. Happy Independence, D&T.
Awesome.
Burger King, taste is king.
Yeah, man. Let me just read a couple quotes from comments from viewers. Vincent said, I know Adrian since TV6 days many years ago. Lol. The man is a go-getter, a pusher, a fighter. Little crazy at times, a good one for sure.
Hey, listen.
Your friend Gregory said, as a voice-over artist, don't be afraid to demand your respect. And that, in fact, not even just as a voice-over artist, as an artist, period. You need to demand the respect. Once they see that you're serious, the respect will be given. And that's so true because, again, let me show you the next side of me that a lot of people don't know, Adrian. I also play music. I play a couple instruments.
Okay.
I do a little vocals now and then, I can handle myself.
All right. Okay.
Sometime in the past, I used to MC weddings and stuff like that. And then, I love drama.
You sound like 50 Cent.
No, I always loved. The funny thing is, in those days, I never even had a thought about doing video production.
Right.
There's a next. It's not about me, but there's a next story by itself. But I like my drama and thing, so I would go places and get into characters and stuff like that. But one of the things I've noticed, being centrally involved in the entertainment industry, I'm not sure about outside. I've never went to the States. I went to Europe. I went up the islands, but don't know the States. I don't know some of these places where the entertainment is. But you see in Trinidad, artists have little respect. And when I say artists, I'm not just talking about the singers, dancers, even people like yourself who are involved in the entertainment arena, producers. Unless you have a certain name, there's little respect. And even some of the people with the big names, they still don't get the kind of respect because you are artists. What's that? You understand? What you have behind your name? You have an artist with a doctorate. You ever see an artist with a master's degree in something? You have a master's degree in singing. Well, it's not that I know of. Maybe. I don't know. But you have a master's degree in prancing on stage. You have a doctorate in that. But we really don't have the kind of... So how could we change that dynamic?
I was about to even mention while they were talking there, you would know a country how they pay their respect by the manner in which how they treat their artists or the art form. And clearly, based on what we have seen for how many years, how Trinidad and Tobago has viewed and treated their artists.
Yeah.
Right? Even the athletes.
Yeah.
I had to tag that too. Right? Because if you watch other countries, how they treat their culture, their artists, the having the industry necessary for us to thrive and make something for ourselves, you can clearly see
Yeah.
where we are at this point in time. So that is why you're seeing a lot of artists venturing outside Trinidad and Tobago. Because we would not know Nicki Minaj if she didn't leave Trinidad.
True.
She would not be in this level to where she is at this point in time if she didn't leave.
Yeah.
Right? And Nicki Minaj, just to name a few. There are other many artists out there. And to get that level of respect and like I say, the playing field in Trinidad, it's poor. There's so much things that we can that will require another hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, we have to do a part 2. Because there are a lot of things
Right?
we still
But
talk about. Yeah.
yes, correct. But the voiceover industry has slowed down. What I could say in closing is that the voiceover industry has slowed down because of, yes, the COVID, but at the same time, I think a lot of clients alike, and even advertising agencies have been giving us a raw deal for many years.
Yeah.
Right? And we have, we are trying our best to see if we could manage and build a solid infrastructure where both parties could, at least work together.
Yeah.
So I'm involved in a group right now in where a lot of the voiceover talents of Trinidad and Tobago has collaborated, and we are, we will once in a while have our meetings and build a solid infrastructure where clients alike together with advertising agencies could really have a solid playing field to really work with.
Do we have a big, well, I wouldn't say an industry, but you know what I mean? That pool of voice in Trinidad, is it big? I mean, Trinidad only holds small, but you know what I mean? Taking all things into
It is
consideration.
getting big. It is getting big because yes, you will have, and I mentioned big names before, and they may not be as active as they used to, but there are a new breed and generation of voiceover actors,
Yeah.
male, female, kids. They're heavily coming out from the theater fraternity. There are a lot of people. Well, I didn't come out from that background though. I came from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and even with your little brother Ian, he know me from. I used to rap once upon a time. I used to spit rhymes.
But what is,
Yeah. When I was up, you know what I'm saying, doing my thing during that time, coming up, when you're young and you're heavily influenced into hip hop.
yeah.
I used to rhyme. I used to bust my rhymes, bro.
What? Alright.
Yes, sir.
You see what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? So here is, we come to wind up here. We actually went over our, but that's alright. The thing flowing. We going.
Yeah.
You mentioned people that you looked up to and looked at in the early years and who would have had some measure of influence. But could you pinpoint anybody that personally took time to work with you and explain, this is some of the things you do not do and here's why you don't do it? These are some of the things you need to do to enhance and to think. Could you identify anybody that gave you that coming up in the
I'll
industry?
be honest with you. What I try to do is I take elements. I'm like, Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah.
In peace, number 24. I'm the best basketball player I know to man. But what I would safely say in Kobe's case, yes, he looked up to Michael Jordan a lot. But his philosophy is that he takes certain elements from different voiceover artists, and that is what I do. From different basketball players, he takes their styles and uses it against them.
Yeah.
Right? And that is like Tai Chi. So what I try to do, I mirror other voice talents. I will try to mirror Paul Richards, Adrian Frederick, Wendell Man Warren, David
Yeah.
Huggins, the big names. Just Chase and I, we almost practically the same age. So what I try to do is I try to at least follow through in imitating those. But that one individual you're asking about, he goes by the name of Paul Akel. So Paul Akel.
Yay. No, it had to have somebody like that. It's usually somebody like that. Because I'm
Paul
just like
Akel
you. Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Paul Akel is that guy who is so versatile. I call him a Swiss Army knife in voiceovers.
And you know
So
what
he
I
could
realized?
give you,
Yeah, sorry, you go ahead, yeah. It's just the
you
delay.
know, he could give you dialect. He could give you hard sell corporate ads, soft sell. He is a radio personality, radio announcer. He is a DJ, you know, and he's right there where I look up to. His name is Paul Akel.
And you know what I realize with people like that? They might be a big name, they're out there, but at the same time they're unknown. If you follow what I mean. It's not one of those that because they're so and I mean, let me see how I can put this in perspective. You know what? You know what I'm talking about?
Category two. You gotta put me in that category too, because one of my lines I always say, I'm the most known unknown.
Yeah. And those are the people
They say
you will
before that
find.
voice.
Yeah. And I appreciate I like your wife is dropping a comment here. Let me just drop it in the chat there.
Hey.
Each one teach one. No, and this is what it is about. As I told them yesterday, I am a networker. Now some people confuse network marketing and networking. It's a different story.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Networking. I am a networker because somebody took time to help build me, to get me to where I am, so I could help somebody else. And if we all collaborate, and when one grow, that's Vincent actually has that. I think that's his tagline. We grow when you grow.
Wow.
You know, and if people could understand that, there's only so far I can reach by myself. Even to have a business, if I have no clients, I have no business.
Right.
So I'm still dependent on a network. You know, and we have to learn to tap on each other. So where's the fella? Akal?
Paul Akel.
Paul Akal. Well, look at that.
He's presently working in the Cayman Islands right now. He's born Trinidadian, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
But he's working in a radio station over there at the lovely Cayman Islands.
Yeah, man. Yeah, these people, mentorship, the importance. Yes, man. Rosemary Mitchell. Thank you, Rosemary. And this is Rosemary dropping up quote here. She said, teachable. I guess she's talking about you, Adrian. Yeah.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Mentorship, the importance. Mentorship really is important. So the other side, look, Vincent is making the quote here. We grow when you grow. And that is so true. So the question I want to now ask you, Adrian, is the flip side to that. Are you currently, do you have any particular individual, maybe not like a full mentorship something, but at least, you know, somebody who you know is looking to you and you're spending time with that person. You're very freely given to them. Is there anybody that you could identify, maybe an upcoming voice artist, that you could say, yes, I have passed on some knowledge to this person, etc., etc.? Yeah.
I have. And you know, funny, it's not even a male, it's female. And that is not by choice.
Okay.
Right? Because I have friends of mine who will introduce me to females who are strongly interested into the field or into, getting a lot more information and knowledge about the industry.
Yeah.
One stands out in my mind. She goes by the name of Kadisha Murray.
Okay.
And it's very rare. I think there was back in 2000. Last year. She has been involved. She was also a member of the CCC program as well.
Yeah.
And she is working full time, doing a regular 8 to 4. but she has this passion for voiceovers. She also has a passion for hosting.
Okay.
And I think she's in her mid-20s right now. So we back and forth. We try to communicate. Whenever we have that moment and time. But really and truly, when I gave her the opportunity in hosting alongside with me, she was forever grateful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she held down the ground. She felt very confident, and definitely she get her feet wet, and it was
Yeah.
a wonderful sight to see. She handled it, and we got some photos taken and everything. So, and I wanted to continue pushing her in that regard, And
Yeah.
listen, let me tell you something. She didn't even expect for me to pay her.
Okay.
Right? Because she was so open-minded to do it for free because she just simply wanted to get the experience. And I took, a portion of my payment and I paid her.
And you know what that brings to mind, and I want to tie this in with the quote that Gregory talked about, respect. I mean, we talked about that before. My philosophy is, if I intend to want you to do something for me for free, I will tell you that up front.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
ask people to do things and then tell you thanks after the fact without because you might have been expecting, so I don't know. So I let you know up front, I need a help with this. I can't pay, thing. But generally, my philosophy and my modus operandi, once I ask you to do something for me, I pay you. Even if I can't pay you what I feel you're owed, I would still make sure and give you something, have that discussion with you. The folks that work with me could tell you that. Sometimes I will tell you up front, well, listen, this job could only pay X. Or if I feel the job we could flex a little bit, I will ask you how much you want. Because I know your skills.
Yes.
I know what you bring to the tables. How much you want for this job. And sometimes we negotiate. But I'm not asking you to do something for free. I have a friend who I will ask sometimes just to drive me around. Like maybe what I'm doing, I have to spend a lot of time on the phone while moving.
Right.
So I will ask him to come with me as, to help drive. Fella, at the end of the day, I put money in the pocket. You understand?
Wow.
The man took time off. I don't know what he would have set aside. So I'm not asking you to do it for free. Hold that bread. Thank you very much. And I think that...
Now, mind you...
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to interject here. Now, mind you, yes, I could understand not all the time you will have that leeway and flexibility.
Of course.
Individual.
Understood.
As you rightly said, so that you will confer with them up front, let them know if they're still willing to do it or not. But I feel very comfortable to know.
So yeah, thank you, Vincent.
Careful, bro.
Thank you, Vincent. Yeah, go ahead.
Vincent.
Yeah.
I just want to say that, I feel a sense of satisfaction still because once upon a time I was in full position.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I needed somebody.
Yeah.
Paul, even though Paul might be listening right now, Paul not pay me. Paul, so watch me. We go talk.
We gotta make sure and tag him. Thank God his YouTube, so the replay right there.
Okay, Sakarim. No, but on the real though, I just want to say, it's just a matter of yes, granted, sometimes we will have to do some charitable events.
Yes, exactly. Good.
Free jobs to get experience. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And also those upcoming talents, whether you're a singer, whether you're a performer, dancer, whether you're a voice talent like myself, not all the gigs are going to be paid.
You gotta pay some dues too.
Sometimes ourselves and accept what we get.
Of course. You gotta pay some dues too. Even the events management programs that you would do in UE and some of these places, you have to give some free time. Everything can be $1. I mean, you're now learning. How much money you're now learning? You're supposed to be paying me to teach you. You understand? But I am teaching you and still giving you a little thing and say thank God and we move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I just want to say, and Eric, very important point I'm about to make to you.
Yeah.
Not all players can make good coaches.
True. Very true. I have proven that.
All right. So this is why
before you go further,
many people want applications.
yeah, and I'll say the other way too, but I was to continue that. Not every coach could play either, but that's the next story by itself. But go ahead. I'll tell you. I'll come back to that. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So you know, whereas if you have someone, you're an established radio announcer, you're a voice talent, you're a graphic artist, you know, you're a baker, you know, just keep in mind, once upon a time, you were in that same position, right?
People forget that.
Just take a moment, assess the person, you know, ask questions, and if you notice they're very committed and very serious, feel free, take them under the wing or just give them one or two little tasks and watch their reaction and just guide them through. You know what I'm saying?
There's a gentleman I love to pay respects to. If I live to be 100, I will still be paying respects to this guy, because if probably more because of that individual than anybody else that would have crossed my path is why I'm here doing this today. It's a gentleman by the name of Earl Phillip. Earl Phillip. I first met Earl. I can't even remember where it was. Something we were doing in church some years ago, and they brought Earl to do the sound system for the concert. Well, I like the music. I used to DJ with my brothers and things. First time I seen big mixer and all that kind of, I say, "Way." And Earl had a very inviting, jovial personality, so I could have conversed with the man, you know. I established a little rapport. And he said, "Well, now if you want to learn, come around, man. Meet me." He had a concert coming up.
Okay.
He said the next weekend, he said, "Meet me by so and so and so and so." I, for some reason, didn't go. But I saw shame to tell Earl why I didn't come. I actually ducked Earl for 3 months because I so feel Earl would push me. 3 months, I duck him. And if I knew I was going somewhere and he was going to be there, I ain't going. Because I don't want to cross back. I feel he gonna mash me up. Because like I set, and the thing is, I was feeling bad because I felt like I set him up.
Right.
Because I told you I was coming to be part of the thing with you. I ain't come. So I don't know.
Promised.
Yeah, and I don't know how that may have set him back. So I feeling a harm for that. And I duck in the man. We eventually crossed paths after 3 months. "Hey boy, what happened, boy? Ting.
Yeah.
You know, he forget about that. And I beat him up over that. He forget that. But long story short, he pulled me in. We started doing, the first thing I learned to do is to wrap cable. Cable. Don't chuck no knob, don't chuck no plug in, no nothing. Learn to wrap cable properly. Because that's the life of the equipment. That eventually move on. When we found out moving, I started rolling with him. I started doing little hookups. So sometimes he would leave me to hook up the stage, and he would handle the main PA system, the mixer, what. After a while, he realized, like he handling himself. It reached the point where Earl will get a job. I say, he used to call me Waka. Waka, I have a job Saturday. Pass by Waka, You know when you're playing organ for Kaiso? Well, that was I had a knack for that there, so the name stick by me coming Waka. So eventually Earl said, "Waka, here we have a job so and so place. Pass by the studio, go pick up this, go and set it up." So I moved from wrapping cable to hooking up the stage. Now I'm doing the whole sound system.
Wow.
In between there now, while I'm developing, I would ask Earl for things borrow. I want to borrow a mic. We have this activity in church. I want to borrow a mic. I want to borrow a speaker. Ting.
Right.
And there I went to Earl. I say, "Earl, I get a little job by so and so and so. I want to get so. As I call in equipment, he start calling price. 150. 100. 200. He didn't used to do that before. He said, "No, you're working now. You're making money now. You ain't getting this for free." When you were doing it for free for you, I was helping you develop. I don't mind lending it. But now you making money. You're not coming and take my equipment to make money on my... No, I had to get cut from that. But so he was even teaching me business and principles, ethics, through the whole process. So from wrapping cable to now the point I have a company running, I have people who I temporarily employ and so on. All due to
Yes.
somebody taking the time
Yes.
to mentor me. That is crucial.
Yes.
That is crucial.
Yes, it is.
I think we need to have some more Earl Phillips and
Yes.
what's his name? Akai? What the first
Yeah.
name? Just
Paul Akal.
Paul Akai. We need some more like that. We need some more like
Yeah.
those individuals in the industry. And like
But-
Paul, like Paul, although Earl was very known to some degree, he's really a kind of unknown fella.
Correct. Because I saw your era was Papa Rocky and Teddy Mohammed and all these fellas and them
Sugar,
who was being
220
coming up
Sugars
from,
and all them fellas. Yeah.
right, Dr. Hyde and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, those guys, pretty much were the foundation in dealing with sound systems. But here's the thing though. Like I say, everybody is doing it for a price now.
Yes.
You want that mentorship, you gotta pass a little change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you will have a lot of those now. With the obstacles that we have been through in learning, we didn't go through school to acquire the knowledge you and I have, Eric.
Yeah. Correct.
We were actually self-taught.
Yes.
And I was sharing this with a lot of people that really blow their mind. Is that yes, I've been through IBC and so much, before, but way before that, I self-taught myself before there was even any YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, hey, Rosemary. So as I was saying, I definitely want to let people know that sometimes you may not have that mentor. You can still reach on to me. You can inbox me. Feel free. My Facebook page is always open. You can find me at Adrian Frederick Voice Talent. That's my Voice Talent page. You can also jump on my Instagram. That's at Adri Voice Talent. My Twitter is the same thing. That's Adri Voice Talent. Or, that's Adri Voice Talent. And you can also go on my YouTube as well. And you can take a look at some of my stuff and you can message me and send me an email at Adrian Frederick, number 24 at gmail.com.
YouTube.
Adrian Frederick.
There's a little tease here. There's a little tease. This was the last event Adrian and I actually worked together. This was
That was me along with the lovely Daniela Walcott.
Yes, man.
Former representative of Miss World Trinidad and Tobago. This is me at the red carpet last year.
Yep. I want to come in with a quote from.
That's when I didn't have any hair. Now, thanks to the quarantine and Black Lives Matter.
My boy Vincent said, I like this. When your students are able to teach, your job is complete.
Yes, sir.
With reference to Earl. But this is Vincent, this is real powerful, boy. Serious. Because I'll tell you this. I tell people this, and I say it without reservation. I genuinely mean it.
Right.
I learned from Vincent now.
Okay.
I learned from Vincent now. As I said, he was my first employee and my first trainee. We actually met. Let me give a little story. Again, it's not about me, but just to make the conversation. We were involved in a program. It was like some crusade event happening in Dream Pier Complex. So Ashton and they, he was in charge of like the technical stuff for his church and that kind of thing. So they were having problem with that projector, and so not wanting to be pushy, I kind of knew him, so I realized the problem we have, and I said, listen, do this, do that. This is your problem. Here's the solution. If you try this, blah 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 blah. Somebody came across, do study, they only do all the thing, only know all the business, do study, da 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 da. Long story short, after they fight up a little while, they did what I said, ploops, everything worked. So a couple months after, he and the gentleman ended up by me. One, he apologized for his action, but nevertheless, he was so impressed by how I handled the situation and the level of knowledge that I brought that was so quick, was able to solve the scenario. He asked me if I was willing to take on Ashton as a trainee.
Wow.
So I did. As I said, my then former teacher, deceased O'Neill Davis from TTT.
Okay.
We started a business and we took on Ashton as our first trainee / employee.
Yes.
TV6 was during one cricket season.
Right.
Nisha Lee was the person responsible for that production happening at the point in time. Cliff Lemon was the host. So we were going to different bars and establishments and just getting feedback from the patrons, what they thought about the cricket and that kind of thing. Philip Martin was Philip Martin was the production manager at TV6 at the time. Philip Martin was also one of the guys who taught me. He taught me video. Earl taught me audio and general technical. Philip Martin is the guy who taught me most of what I know with video. So, but Philip was always trying to get me to come TV6.
Okay.
He and another friend, Sarah Burton.
What year that was? What year?
That could have been 2005, 2006, around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Philip, Sarah Burton, and Colleen Holder were the people who established and built, well, not established, but they built Channel 5 in Tobago. A lot of people don't know that history.
Right.
The early days of Channel 5, they were right in Scarborough. But they was the ones who really brought Channel 5 to what it is in Tobago. So even there, Philip trying to get me to come across. So we got this little contract with them to do the cricket thing. And there was a day I could not go. And I said, I will send one of my best guys to handle it. Well, they seized the opportunity one time and they gave off Ashton a big offer.
Serious?
Now, prior to that, Ashton was always saying that he wants to get the opportunity to go to a station and learn the thing, you know.
Yes.
And I could appreciate that because there was only so much we could have done at our level. So when he came back, he told us what was the scenario. I told him straight, I said, Ashton, I wouldn't even attempt to hold you back. We will miss you. You know, we shed some tears and all of that kind of story. And we allowed him to leave. Long story short, look at where we are today. Crossroads production, big thing all in Savannah, Crane,
and I met him while I was working there too.
At TV6?
Yes, because remember, I'm originally an Express employee, but TV6 is located upstate. So I started on the Morning Edition show while I was doing production work.
Yeah.
For Morning Edition. That is at the time when Andy Johnson was just on his way out, then it was Philippe, and then it went to Pazir presently.
Yes. Yeah.
And while I was working there, I met Ashton. Ashton being coming in early in the morning, he had the pie, he set up his studio. You know, I said, why this pie smelling up the office? Where's your scene, man? You know what I mean? But and especially when you're dealing with the Morning Edition show, I have to come in every morning between the hours of 4 or 5 every morning for 2 years.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So and I lying here working with the likes of Andy Johnson.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
That was a blessing in disguise, and I worked alongside with Andy Johnson, great producers, as well as Dominic Alipasad was my boss.
Yes. Good people. Good.
So salute to Dominic.
Good, yeah, man. Good people. All right, so Adrian,
I ain't tell you that bad, Dominic.
Yeah. We want to wrap up. Hey, well, look at that, boy. An hour and a half, we still going, boy, and just having fun. So Adrian, here, let me wrap it up because we definitely had to do our part 2. So here's what I want to ask you.
That's no problem.
Before I ask you the question, let me just give people a taste again. We just have a couple more pieces. This again is Adrian. Listen to the voice. Again, you may know this one.
Big fets, all inclusive, cooler parties. Watch now. I really love carnival, you know. Too bad it have to end.
Who says it does?
Huh?
Yes! Now you can get more carnival with Digicel!
It's more shaking, more fetting, more vibes all the way to crop over with Digicel. Just shake the My Digicel app daily and you can win great prizes like Fet tickets, Digicel merch, plans, and entries to win a trip for two to crop over in Barbados. Plus, get all the soca hits with the D Music app and exclusive behind-the-scene access to Carnival experiences. Check the website or Facebook for more info and get more this Carnival with Digicel.
I need new glasses, but where to start?
Why are you fretting yourself?
Who said that?
It's me, your inner stylist.
Oh, great. Now I'm hearing voices.
Just listen. Did you know that you can get the best in vision technology with a hot OP frame at one low price?
What?
Shh, listen. Get OP frames at Value Optical for less than $850. Add single distance transition lenses, an anti-reflective coat, and get a discount of 25% on the entire purchase.
Now you're talking.
Head down to Value Optical today, say you heard this ad, and get a third off your eye exam as well.
I'll do it.
You're talking to yourself again. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Boom. Fresh Voices production. I said right?
Yes, you did.
All right, that's what we're talking about. So let me read this quote from Gregory. After working 12 hours at the hospital, I am happy to come home and check this program out. Very interesting, guys. And Gregory Prescott, we want to thank you and the other folks, Rosemary Mitchell, Vincent Lewis, who we had here again. I'm missing somebody.
Kimoy.
Yes. Oh, God, how you could forget Mrs. Frederick?
Oh my gosh.
We have Carly.
You're like, yeah, we're sleep good tonight, though. We're sleep good tonight, though.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the positive affirmations and the words of encouragement and so on. So my final question, well, I guess this might be the final question. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what is the picture for Fresh Voices production?
5 years from now, it's going to be a full-fledged production house. What I'm looking at is it's going to be covering not just only having my own database of voiceover talents. I want to also have a section where I can train upcoming voices, right? Because there's, everybody just only know star broadcasting and just a very few, institutions that may teach, but not really in-depth teaching of voiceovers. So I would want to have my own database. With that now, as having, interactions with potential clients, they will have a wider range of voices to choose from than the usual voices that is going to be selected. Hey, listen, after a while, I know I might get fed up on my own voice. All right? So the objective is to always, have something fresh and new, hence the name, Fresh Voices Productions. Also, besides having my own database, I'm going to have a production company where I will provide motion graphics, graphic artist work, to help people with their social media handles. Upcoming bands will come to my production company and come up with different concepts. I can actually, if I may not do it at that point in time, I can allocate them to different other production companies as well. So everything starts small, but where I see my company in the next 3 to 5 years is a full-fledged production company.
Boom. Well, Gregory said you could move to the UK and he could use his studio and flood the UK and Europe.
Thank you so much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Money is always welcome.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's so any last words of advice, counsel? Because as I said, at the end of the day, the station is about education, motivation, inspiration. Young voice talents out there want to get, or people who think this is something they want to get involved in. People who already may be involved but probably not doing too good, maybe they're thinking about giving up. Last words.
Listen, you're not the only one. Let me have a confession to you, my friend. Last year, I wanted to pack it up. I'll be honest with you. If I had followed through with that, my friend Eric, you and I would not meet up last year, me hosting the red carpet. And let me explain. Let me start from Genesis. There was a point where I was unemployed for a very long time, right? You know, because of how the economy was swinging. Hey, listen, at one time, a person could buy a 20-ounce Coke that cost even more than a barrel of oil. You can remember that just
Yeah,
recently?
yeah.
Right. So we already have shown, you see, COVID and the pandemic has shown a lot to the world that oil didn't matter anymore, right? And from last year, I wanted to really call it quits. I had a registered company. I was scraping through. I wasn't getting jobs for over 5 years from different advertising agencies, right? But what changed my mind was a friend of mine, I'll call him Obi, he's Jamaican born. He begged me. I tell him, Eric, he begged me. He said, Adrian, I wanted to be the host of my wedding. Now, I was saying I already made up my mind. I wanted to done away with this whole hosting and voiceovers. But the long story short is, I hosted his wedding. I took out pictures and everything. You post up the picture just a while ago
Yeah.
of me holding a mic in a wedding. That was the actual wedding, by the way, Eric.
Okay.
After that, the calls start coming in. And I was ended up getting a call from Josie to host her Southern Beauty Expo, where I also had Kanisha Murray under my wing. She co-hosted the event with me. After that, the red carpet came about for the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago 2019, thanks to the franchise holder, Mr. Brian. I also got a call from Stevie Jones. He is the CEO and franchise holder founder for the Miss Supranational. And I was also the in-house host for that particular event. And I hosted countless other events, including a wedding and hosting so on that year. So that tells you something. Once you stick with what you really have a passion for, things will eventually come into play.
Yes.
Do not give up.
Yes.
Keep on pressing. And the other message I'm going to close off is always be ready. So even some things moving slow, continue practicing. You know, if it means you have to pick up a newspaper, write some scripts, practice. You know, Michael Jordan did it, Kobe Bryant did it, LeBron did it. I use in sport analogy. So whichever field, it could be in baking, it could be in electronics, graphic artists, you name it, practice.
Hold on, I'm looking for something here.
But also, while you're doing
Sorry.
that, I can buy some time.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is where my radio announcing skills come into play. And I can buy some time there. Don't see
Go ahead,
it.
man.
But
Play yourself.
besides practicing, always ask questions. Always search for more.
Yeah.
There will always be something to learn that is new that you could incorporate in yourself. Invest in yourself. There are workshops out there. There is the University of YouTube. Further yourself in that particular field, right? You're seeing more and more people coming online.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they will, you know, teach people and share. Now, mind you, yes, you're not going to get instant success, but you can always reach out to people like me, like Eric, like anybody who, in their particular respective field that you choose, shoot a question to us,
Yeah. And we willing? We willing to help?
and we will.
We willing to help?
Yeah.
We willing
So
to help?
thanks to Philip, who assisted you in your venture to where you
Oh
are now.
yes.
Mr.
Oh
Philip.
yes. Oh yes.
Thanks to Paula Cal for me. Also thanks to Gregory Prescott, who shared with your viewers one or two comments as well.
Yes.
He was like practically my big brother. He and Paula Cal was practically my big brother. And let me tell you something, I'm the only child. I have my brothers and sisters, right?
By the way, where you from?
Right?
Where you from?
I'm originally from Arima. I might look like a little Venny, but I'm from Malabar, Arima, sis.
University of YouTube. I like it.
I tell you, it's rough.
Yeah.
Some punchline.
Rosemary Mitchell, my pastor, always advises us, invest in yourself and your
Yes,
passion.
Rosemary.
Yeah, Rosemary's
true.
also saying you should have sessions for kids too. That's something to think about.
Yes.
Start the ball rolling with them very young. Next generation.
Them hard-headed children, Rosemary.
Yeah. So as we rock out.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
she's right.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's good to really approach the younger generation, but I'm not counting all the mature generation as well.
Of course not,
And I'm
yeah.
mean, from the age of 18, 25, some people approaching it in their late 30s.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to deny them, you know, but it's always good to start when their minds are young.
Correct is right. So let me
Yes.
leave you guys with this. So for part 2, of course we definitely have to have a part 2. But part 2, we want to get a little more personal because we want to find out how this has impacted the business.
Okay. Okay.
Because it will, one way or the other, it would have.
Yes.
You know, when you're by yourself is one thing. When you have
Yes.
a partner, the dynamics
Oh, yeah.
change. The dynamics
Yes.
supposed to change. If it ain't changed, something wrong. And
Yes.
it will affect the business one way or the other. So we want to find out
Correct.
how that dynamic would have impacted Fresh Voice Productions.
Okay.
Right? What we
Okay.
talk about. So, Adrian,
That's what I gotta plead the fifth.
and I see it turned up, so like she write it.
No, I just projected my voice.
Yeah,
So she can hear me.
this was nice. So let me say a pleasant good afternoon again to your darling wife for allowing you this space and the time to be free to
Boy,
operate.
Leon.
Let me say thanks to you, Adrian, for taking the time to share your heart, share your life with us. Ash, well, I mean, just looking at the comments, we sure people learn some stuff. Look,
Yes.
Rosemary saying Kimoy is awesome. Yeah. I pick up that long time. Rosemary, I pick up that long time. I learn how to read people. Me and Tripidi. But yeah, man, mask it up. So we got to be socially responsible too. So I know people would have learned some stuff, some very valuable lessons we shared. Adrian, I want to say thanks for taking the time and for being this open. We never had to plead
Yes.
the fifth at any point in time, thank God. So let's see what
Not
happens.
at all.
Next one.
I'm a cadet. I'm a warrant officer to heart. I'm a
Yeah.
soldier.
Nice. That's what we're talking about. So we definitely will have our part 2. So just hang on there for a little bit while I lock off. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it. Episode number 2. No, that's 4. So if 2. Episode number 2. Endeavoring Entrepreneurs, the business series, right down. So you realize business people can have fun too, right? You gotta be stuck up on the thing and choke up on it. No, we can have fun too with business, with people, with business people. You can't leave out the people part. It's not just about business. All work and no play make Jack what? A dull boy. And dull meaning dull. And dull meaning dull. Nobody wanna hang around him. No, we could have some fun too, man. You understand me? I can't wait to go a little beach. I'm not going no beach yet. Although they talk, they think, I want to see the cool down. Me and play stupidity. My family has been going nice. We COVID free for a little while. We eating well. We moving. We doing things. We checking family, whatever. We good. I ain't go dead if I ain't go by the beach for the next 3 months. So I ain't rushing to go nowhere. So I'll take a little time, be socially responsible, as I said. Like the channel, give us a little thing, a little share, a little IG, a little Twitter, a little whatever, and give a little subscription. Hit the little bell on side, ping! You just touch the bell to make sure you know when we going live, so you can fall in and pick up on the nice conversations that we have happening. So that's it for me. That's it for me. So until another episode tomorrow, same time. Remember, we're doing this for 3 weeks, 3 days a week. Tomorrow, we have another powerful interview. I will leave that one. You'll see the flyer coming out later. Just keep connected to us on Instagram, Eric Alvarez. That's all. Just Eric Alvarez. You go to Facebook, Eric Alvarez. Twitter, Eric Alvarez. That's me. And see who we have coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then we have a powerful lineup for the next couple of weeks. We have some interviews coming all the way from the US. We have interviews coming all the way from Barbados. And of course, Trini is Trini. I'm a homeboy to my heart. So we'll have some more Trinis in the mix. And I'll hear why dropping it right raw Trini rockers. Now I can switch it up, man. I can switch it up anytime I want to. I can switch it up and just let it go, man. Just let it flow. I can switch it up, man. I tell you, I can switch it up. But I ain't got no need to switch it up. Because I'm a Trini, man. I'm a 100% pure Trini. And then I could, tomorrow, I'm going to leave that. Then let me behave myself. I see Adrian laugh with the cut. You see this? Or they want to start me on a kind of roll there. You see, tomorrow going to be mess. Tomorrow will be mess. Because we're talking about film and video and production and hopefully, I still don't confirm this, we're hoping to have a second gentleman talking about his business in the construction industry and how many years he has had his own business running. So we have a nice collaboration tomorrow, but you're all in for some nice surprises tomorrow. Don't pay from it again to character nor because when I see video production, I see camera and thing, I just start to get little tizzy, and I just think, right, Adrian, don't start me. I tell you, what's start me. Don't start. All mustn't start. Don't start me. Right? I trying to behave myself. So I just had some. Right? So tomorrow, before things start, Olia, I go on.